Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? I hope you had yourself a wonderful day today. Well, no matter where you are in the world, it's time to kick back, relax, unwind, and enjoy today's show. So, end up getting some good information, some good news, and such from the neurologists today. I was able to actually get it on as a phone conversation instead of going down into the heart of downtown with the way the roads are and everything else. I called this morning. I was like, hey, can we do this over the phone? Yeah, and they're like, yeah, actually, we can. So you don't have to do any testing or anything else with us. So yeah, we can do that. And so I'm like, sweet. So I didn't have to drive all the way down there. Thank God. The roads are absolutely atrocious right now. So that's a long time to be drinking coffee. I tried it a few times when I was a kid. I liked the taste of it and everything else. But as I got older, I just couldn't do it. It's too bitter. Coffee is just way too bitter. And I've had some expensive cups of coffee with people going, "Oh, you just had the wrong type of beans. Here, this is what you need. Try this stuff." And it's just way too bitter. But I've also been told I'm a what do they call, a super taster? So they did this weird little. They dyed my tongue, and then they stuck like a piece of paper on it that had a hole punch in it, and then they started counting how many taste buds you have in that hole punch. And then when they reached like 50, they're like, "Oh yeah, definitely, you're a super taster." I'm like, okay. So that's probably why. Yeah, probably also why I have to blanch my like broccoli and spinach and Swiss chards and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, what's going on with the neurologist is that yeah, I have some white matter signals going on in the the head area and stuff like that. So they confirmed a couple of other things. They didn't check for any strokes or anything. So if any of my symptoms get any worse or anything else, we'll probably have to go for more scans for that. But yeah, nothing life-threatening or anything else. Just more confirmations of the diagnoses that I've had from previous exams and everything else. So, yay! I don't have to worry about more medications or being hospitalized for anything stupid. But tell you, that's a load off me. I will sleep better today, I hope. Right after stream. Don't know how long we're going to go for today. Probably go for at least an hour. But then I'm probably going to go for a nap because I am just wiped. Ritalin to give you coffee? Oh, man. Get you all wired up and ready to go, right? Not for me, though. Not for me. I'm not a big fan of all the medications and everything else. Like I said, they tried to liquefy my kidneys once. They gave me serotonin syndrome. Bleh. No thanks. All right, let's jump in the game. Let's keep the music on. There we go. So, game is open multiplayer, as always there, folks. So if you want to join in, just let me know, and I'll get you in here. We're in the multiplayer. Today we're going to work on, what was it? Campaign, that's right. We're working on the next one, Urban Space. So, help the mayor sustainably improve the quality of life for the town residents by putting up new buildings and creating town squares. So let's go ahead and get that one started. So the college says, oh, come on. My thumb is twitching real weird today. Educational offer. The town has been losing its young for far too long. It's no wonder when there isn't even a college for high school graduates to attend. So we're going to work on this one. We're going to switch it over to the high pay scale because, I mean, come on, 1.2 million. Who wouldn't be happy with 1.2 million in their bank? Looks like we're going to do some topsoil, some trenching, some flatbed crane work. Looks like some concrete work. And let's see, materials placement. So we're probably going to need prefab. This one here. Probably going to need the big trucks for all that. But we'll grab it as it comes. So first things. Quit twitching. It's driving me crazy. There we go. We'll accept the contract. It calms you. Oh wow. No, not me. Coffee can just get me all wired up and rattled up. So I'm not a big fan of the coffees myself personally. How's the camera placement, folks? Good spot, bad spot? You want me to move it? Want me to get rid of it? Let me know. Alright, so let's go talk to the mayor, shall we? So let's go over to the company, and so we know first things first, we're going to be needing our trusty handy dandy dozer. It's crashed out on me here for a second, folks. Whole PC, everything. So OBS went down, then my PC went down with it. So give me a second to get things fixed up here. Alright, construction simulator. You know what? I'll just fire it up in single player. Just to get it up and running. Well, that's just Interesting. Interesting indeed. What's going on? OBS, what is wrong with you today? I went to separate screen. Come on. Interesting. Interesting. Let's get some music playing again here. There we go. Interesting. I don't know what's going on. OBS, my computer's not happy lately. I don't know what's going on with it. You're going to have a bit of a doubled up music thing going on here. And now my camera doesn't want to work. Come on. Camera. Come on. Is it because I got everything else loading? Alright, just give me a second here. I got to get my free stream and everything else going. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All the fun stuff, huh? Okay, that's working. Alright, let's see. Press any key, continue. Start a single player. Go to OBS. Alright. Okay, manually turn camera. The camera was fine, and then when I fired up the game, it went off. I don't know what's going on. Lovely, lovely. I hope my computer isn't dying. Oh, please, God, no. That's the last thing I need right now. It'll be at least 6 months before I could get it back up and running again. Yeah, everybody just refresh. You mind just putting that in a chat there, bud? Just tell everybody to refresh their streams. Trying to get everything running here. Alright, get a controller working. Controllers. Okay, you're all set up here. Alright. Well, that was uncalled for. Yeah, don't know why. Don't know why. What's going on with everything? Alright, come on. And come on, controller. Why you don't want to work? There we go. Okay. I'm moving with... Oh, you guys can't see it on camera because the camera's not working. Come on. Hold on. Maybe if I take the battery out, put the battery back in the controller, maybe that'll kick it in the pants. Fire it back up. All right. There we go. All right. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Okay. Yeah, yesterday was just the start of the woes, I guess. Oh boy, oh boy. Grr. Camera, come on. What is your problem? I'll probably have to go in and mess around with the Logitech webcam settings again in order to get that thing to work properly. Well, that's just really interesting. Okay. Let's go mow down the mayor. And of course, game sounds. Why aren't you coming through? It says my game sounds aren't coming through, but were you guys able to hear it? Maybe if I do this. Go there, go over there, go there. Come back over to here. And you, and you. Alright, you should be able to hear game sounds. It's playing, game sounds is playing? Okay. Oh, come on, game. What is up with you today? Sounds out. Aha, there we go. Things seem to be working now. Alright. Pause the music, and let's speak with the mayor.
Welcome to our city. As the mayor, it's my duty to enable the residents to live in the best possible environment. The people in the inner city districts have been dissatisfied for quite some time. There's a need for infrastructure and educational offers, and unfortunately, some areas are already pretty neglected. Young people in particular are leaving the city after finishing school, which can turn into a real problem in the long term. This is why the long-wished-for construction of a college is very close to my heart. I've been aiming to bring more educational offers to our city for a while. Now we finally got the go-ahead from the city council and with your company. Hopefully also someone who can implement the project.
Thank you. No, when my computer restarted, it muted my mic. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here I am yakking the entire time, telling you guys thank you for all your patience and everything else while my computer crashed. And then when I opened up to see what was going on with the Logitech webcam, the hotkey for it on my Stream Deck also mutes. I forgot all about it. So. Very good. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out while I'm having all these technical difficulties. So, yeah, no, I'm very, very happy with my neurologist. She's an amazing lady. So, basically, she's like, oh, you know, she's ready and willing to give all the information that my family doctor needs and everything else, so that way I can get on to the permanent provincial disability that we have here. So that'll help me out quite a bit, as that will, it gives you more funds per month. Like right now I'm just living off $745 a month, and that's supposed to pay your rent, groceries, all that other type fun stuff. But if I can get on what's called AISH, which is the assured income for the severely handicapped, which she's willing to do a letter for and all that type of stuff, that you get a bit more per month. I think it's like 1,600, like 1,580 or something like that. So it all depends if you have kids or not. So I gotta wait and put that through. That'll take about anywhere from 6 months to a year from now before that goes through, because, well, you know, governments, you know how long they take. So. Yeah, the other guy that was there and everything else, he's just he's a fibro chronic fatigue syndrome specialist type of guy and everything else. So basically, you know, just the MRI just confirmed my diagnosis that you know, that it is chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, that it's not anything new like a stroke or multiple sclerosis or tumor, or there's something else that they were mentioning. I can't remember what it was, but everything is good. Get to move forward. Nothing life threatening, so woo! Like I said, I'll be able to sleep this afternoon. I'll be going for a nap. Been rather stressed worrying about things because, you know, it's like, oh geez, I gotta see a specialist and, you know, special neurologist and all this other type stuff. And turns out that nope, I was worried for nothing. If anything, it's all good. So it's like, sweet, that is so awesome. Okay, everything's backwards. So yeah, I'm looking forward to yeah, new year, new opportunities. Which will hopefully mean that, you know, I won't have to eat garbage food anymore, because that's all you can afford. Why is it? Why is it the healthy food costs way more than garbage food? I mean, sheesh. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like corn dogs, but I mean, if you're having to eat that every day for lunch, quote unquote, because I usually like, I'll have like a meal, like a small lunch type meal, around 6 p.m. Between 6 and 8 p.m. I usually have, well, in my case lately, it's been corn dogs and a granola bar, because I need my fiber. Just one of the few benefits of fibro is, you know, IBS. So as long as I have fiber in my diet, things work a little bit better that way. Paying for the name, yeah. Like, I mean, okay, so before I used to have a salad every day, right? Well, if I tried eating a salad right now every day, that would pretty much take up my entire monthly allowance that I can set out for food. Like, that's not right. You know, you should not be paying more for healthy foods than you are garbage foods. So I can eat basically a quote-unquote lunch for $60 a month by using like eggs for egg salad sandwiches and what else am I thinking of here? Corn dogs type of thing. You know, so that costs, you know, $60, so I can, you know, 30 days worth. And then for like my meals, well, burger now has gotten stupid expensive. I mean, who wants to pay $12.99 per kilo? That's like what? So let's call it 500 grams. So $7.50 a pound. I guess that would be for the American conversion. Like, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even if you take the dollar into account or anything like that, that's still, you know, between $6 and $7 a pound for beef. That's crazy. Hot chocolate, yeah, I'm drinking it. I'm drinking a hot chocolate right now. That's part of my fluid fund. I spend $30 a month in fluids. So I get a can of sweet tea mix, and I get what's the word I'm looking for? Another big can of hot chocolate. And that's my fluids for the month. And then of course I drink 2 liters of water every day as well, just because, well, chronic kidney stones. Thank you very much to the doctors who fed me cocktails and everything else of all these different type of medications. They call them medications, I call it poison. But yeah, ends up liquefying my kidneys and giving me serotonin syndrome. I'm not big into the cocktails anymore from the doctors, that's for sure. Not when, after I found out that CBD just works, it's more effective than any of the medications that the doctors have ever given me. So, I'd rather do the CBDs. So as soon as I get onto the AISH, the Assured Income, then I can go in and I can put in for an appeal for medication. So that way I can have my CBDs paid for instead of me having to come out of pocket. The government will pay for that. Which will be a nice thing. Yeah, I mean, $270 here wouldn't even get me half the shopping cart full. Like, it's ridiculous. I spend approximately $170 every month on groceries, which pre-COVID was around just a little under $100, like 95 bucks for everything that I get now for the 170. So groceries have definitely gone up. Like, stupid amounts gone up. Not cool. Not cool at all, if you ask me. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm quite happy with, like I said, the good news. That's awesome. Woohoo! It means I get to rest and relax, and I don't have to worry about learning some new medical ailment or anything along those lines. So I can still keep on doing my usual, raising awareness for those who have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. As she says, it's definitely a debilitating case. So she's never dealt with anybody who's had it as bad as I do, unfortunately. So she reached out, and that's why I now have another specialist that is on my team. So, Team GG! Woo! She'll be writing up a letter to my family doctor. He should be getting that within the next 7 to 10 business days. You know how banking hours, how they work. So then I'll go see him, and we'll get the paperwork and everything else all started for Aish. Woo! Oh, you see, I make my own pancakes. I don't buy the pre-mixed stuff. I'm not a fan of the pre-mixed. It's just they got sodium and pretty much all these words. If I can't pronounce it, I don't want to eat it. And so yeah, I make my own pancake batter, and I throw in the blueberries. I will say this though, I do buy the syrup. Yeah, gotta have my maple syrup. Being a Canadian, it's a necessity. Like poutine, I gotta make my own cheese curds and that. It's getting harder and harder to make my own poutine because the price of heavy milk has gone up way too much. I gotta buy 4 liters worth of heavy cream in order to make a meal. Well, it's 2.5 meals worth of cheese curds for the poutine. But being Canadian, and all, I mean, that's you know, it's a staple. Gotta have poutine at least once a month. I make my own fries and everything else. I don't buy fries. I make my own. I buy the russet potatoes and all that. As you guys see in my food pics, pretty much everything. You know, I eat whole foods, like wholesome foods. I try not to eat all the garbage foods that are out there. It keeps the trans and saturated fats down. Like the doctors, they're always impressed. They're like, wow, you know, your good cholesterol is super high and your bad cholesterol is super low. You know, what's your secret if you're not going out and, you know, you're not doing any exercising or anything along those lines? You know, how do you do it? It's like, because I make all my food. I don't buy all my food. I don't go to restaurants. Every time I go to a restaurant, I'm disappointed because I can make it so much better at home. They just laugh and like, yeah, you know, if you're incapable of doing it, you know, then do it. You know, whatever you're doing right. So just keep it going. You know, for being buggered up pretty bad, apparently I'm pretty healthy. It's like, how does that work, Doc? How can you be all buggered up and yet still be super healthy? Heart-wise, and you know, like I say, you know, I have the hypertension and tachycardia and all that, but that's just due to chronic pain. It's got nothing to do with, you know, bad living choices or anything along those lines. So I just got to keep doing what I got to keep doing, apparently. Uh-oh. I've completely cleaned this place out here, basically, and not at 100%. What's going on here? And we'll find out shortly what's up. Let's lift. Let's take a boo-boo. Let's look around. Let's see, what did we miss? Alright. Over here. So pushing off to the side in that. Hopefully this will do it. Oh man, I love my maple syrup. Absolutely love it. As I've shown you guys on stream more than a few times, you know, I carry quite a bit of maple syrup in my cupboard. I got a can of it, I got 2 glass bottles of it, and yeah. I go through probably about a can once every 2 months, so the can is around 500 milliliters, I think it is. I like adding a little bit of maple syrup to my bacon. I will not lie. I like the applewood smoked bacon, but I prefer it when I add a little bit of maple syrup on top of it. Even though I might not be having pancakes, I'm just having like scrambled eggs and some homemade hash browns or latkes. I like my latkes. Yeah, about a fifth. Yep. Having hypoglycemia, it's another tool. It's just as good as honey, but I find that I prefer the faster acting maple syrup if I'm having a hypoglycemic episode. Works good for me, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Yeah, 50, 750. Okay, that's about right. That sounds right. don't. I'm not big on the junk foods. You know, like I used to drink 2 liters of Dr Pepper every day. But since the price of pop has gone absolutely stupid for no reason whatsoever. I could understand, while some of the factories and that were, having a bit of issues, they were shut down during the pandemic and everything else. Yeah, I can understand, supply and demand, that, the price would have gone up. Well, everybody's been back to work for a while now, folks, and yet the prices just keep going up. Like, no, that's not how it works here. That's not how it works, so sorry. I'm not going to be buying your product as much. Your stock prices are just going to drop. I used to drink a lot of Dr. Pepper, but not no more. No, I used to be able to buy 2 liters of pop for $1 plus 25% or 25 cents deposit. Now you can't buy it that cheap. Now it's $3.25 plus deposit. So that's just corporate greed at this point in time. Like, oh, hey, everybody's willing to pay these prices during the pandemic, so they'll just keep them jacked. It's like, yeah, it's funny how they just, last year they've, put out the most profits that they've had in the last 20 years. But, they're not going to, drop the prices back down or anything else. They just, oh well, what can you say? Just greed, just total and absolute greed. Oh, gotta keep our investors happy. Yeah, no, sorry. Your investors are that bloody greedy, and I guess it's time for you to go out of business. But we'll see. I'll try again at Christmas time again this year, see what Keurig's got to say, see if they're willing to work with content creators. Like I said, they don't have to pay me. I'd be more than happy to, basically get, 400 coupons for a year. For me type deal for 2 liters of Dr. Pepper, free Dr. Pepper with coupon. Be able to pass out coupons as well. Actually, you know what I'll do? Pepsi's able to go out there and buy 100 Tesla semi-trucks and stuff like that and still post unbelievable profits for the year that, they haven't seen in the last 20 years. Yeah, that really just makes me mad. It really makes me mad. It's just too much greed. Too much greed. I got a 5th of JD in the freezer. I don't have any booze in my house. So I found out why I couldn't get halibut. Apparently right now the Canadian government's got a little bit of a freeze on the commercial halibut fishing. So that's why I haven't been able to buy halibut for the last 5 months. It drives me nuts because I always had this thing where I had to have my fish and chips once a month. I could go out, I could buy for $14.99, I could get 7 good sized pieces of halibut that would last me for 7 months because I only need to cook one per month, make my own chips, and then on the last month of the bag, usually I did 6 months, I'll tell you, because usually when it's like I only have 2 pieces left, I thaw those 2 pieces out and then I enjoy those. I have a 1 pig out day for my fish. Yeah, so right now, the Canadian government's just, apparently they want to, for the next 2 years, see if they can get the stocks back up again, which is fine, that's cool. I totally get it. But I'm not going to pay 3 times the price for the same amount of halibut as cod, same weight, when halibut to me is way more tasty than cod. Like, for me, it goes halibut, cod, salmon. And right now, cod and salmon are just ridiculous. Back in April, I ended up throwing out, I know I've said this many times, I ended up throwing out 4 Stella Artois beers that I had during my honeymoon over 15 years ago. Last year, or a year and a half ago, something like that. just don't like to drink. It's too painful for my my fibro. It hurts way too much. You know, I mean, not like, you know, drinking to excess or anything, you know, like, or even getting hammered. It's just having my blood thinned out. Just for some reason, the fibro just does not like it. So I don't drink. At the same time, though, for when I was in the married situation and all that, I would have my THC joint every evening before I went to bed. So I understand and totally accept why people drink. It's a nice way of just, you know, having a little bit of a relax. If it didn't hurt me as much, I might have done the same thing. Like my brother, he has himself a JD and whiskey every night before he goes to bed. JD whiskey and Coke mix. And he's never been one to smoke marijuana or anything along those lines. So, you know, it's like, yeah, but I totally understand how and why people do it. Alright, we've cleared the area. Let's just get ourselves out of the way. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to see, can we... Why dig when we can push, right? I like it. I like it. Back the bus up. Yeah, if this will do the job just as fast, if not faster than the excavator, I'd rather do this. Six-pack left of straw beer from my parents. Oh, for a class reunion? Okay. Mountain spring water. Nice. I can get behind that. As long as there isn't any cows down river. Hey, I'm all for the spring waters. Just gotta watch out for beaver fever. Now, beaver fever, that's not something you want to mess with. Yeah, cow poop and drinking water is not a good thing. All right, 91%. What am I missing? I thought I got all of it. Oh, come over here. See if we can tidy this up. guessing it's just that stuff that's down there that I gotta go fix. Alright. Now what does it want us to do? Tell me, Seymour, what do you want? Oh, we gotta clear the marked area. Alright. Thought I did. Alright, rebar mesh. 2 pallets of concrete formwork. That's all from this location. Okay, so I want 2 of you and 1 of you. 420. And oh right, we gotta set up our crane. That's what we gotta do. Oop. Crane work. Something's in the way, right? Yeah, me. Okay. My big helmet was in the way. Yeah, and artisanal spring water is nice, man. If you can actually get true artisanal water is nice. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Who wants to go out there and shovel it? I shoveled it yesterday. I don't want to do it again. But I'm going to have to. We got another skiff of snow overnight, so in order to keep the city happy, doesn't matter if you're disabled or not, you got to keep your walkway clear. You know, for the mailman that doesn't deliver mail to us at this location. So, what can you do? Oh, nice. I didn't know that. I didn't know Pennsylvania had a lot of limestone. That's cool. Wait a minute. Isn't Centralia in Pennsylvania? I'm not sure. The place that's perpetually on fire? It is? Okay. That's what I thought. So they have a lot of coal in the ground and all that. So yeah, I guess they would have limestone and all that. Yeah. No, coal is tropical forests that have been crushed into packs. So I don't know. I'm not geology. I took environmental sciences, not geology. Do. Yahoo! 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 Oh. And it'll be on fire for many, many, many years to come. It's quite unfortunate. I think we're going to need... Yeah, definitely going to need you. Going to need you. Yeah, it sucks that it's still on fire, man. Now that's what you gotta worry about, environmental disaster. Oh, hey folks, just to let you know, I have been posting some videos from a channel that I found a couple months ago. I think I found it like in June, something like that, of this gentleman called Randall Carlson. And basically everything that I've been saying about this, you know, climate crisis and stuff like that, he's backing it up. It's weird that, you know, like yesterday I was talking about how the hockey stick graph, how they use the stats and everything else to manipulate their numbers. And then he puts out a video on that. And then previously when I was talking about how, you know, climate crisis versus, you know, climate change type thing, he put out a video for that like the next day. So either I'm psychic or he watches my content and puts videos out. It's just weird how it's been working. I was saying in my last Discord post for the video that I put up of his, I was like, yeah, I think I need to start predicting lottery numbers because, yeah, Might as well make some money on this if I'm a psychic. Right? What the heck? Seems to be everything that I talk about within the same day or the next day. This gentleman has been doing a video on exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like, that's crazy. That's just really, really crazy. But yeah, remember when I was saying, like, you know, the hockey stick graph, how it is and everything else, how they used you know, certain trees and certain plants and everything to get their information on how to make the hockey stick graph. No, he goes into a lot more greater detail than what I had explained, and it's like, yeah, you know, like, oh my god. I'm glad I'm not the only one that, you know, is willing to speak out about the issues that are going on right now with everybody being, you know, getting the wool pulled over their eyes. And from the sounds of it, this gentleman has done a lot of good homework on this stuff. So, yeah, I've been enjoying his series, that's for sure. Now, am I going to be able to do this, or is it going to go, no? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, no, you can't put that here. Come on. I should be able to put it here, no problem, I would think. Fingers crossed. Nice. Alright, it worked. Mistakes. Everything's so bass backwards. Again, I just fixed all these controls the other day, and now they're all bass backwards again. I do not understand. I do not understand at all why it's doing this. Okay, so that's up. Yep, that's down. Okay, yeah. Dumper. Up, down, yeah. Bucket. Boom. Up. Okay, yeah. Wheel loader. Boom. This needs to be up. This needs to be down. That's up. That's down. Okay, that's good. Crane stationary. That's good. Okay, mobile crane. That's up. That's down. Dozer. Yeah, that's right. Cold planter. Don't care. Concrete pump. Aha, here we go. Main boom up. Up. Main boom down. There we go. There we go. Did we? I don't remember. Noah! How you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. I am. I had good news. Good news from the neurologist here today, so it's like, woo! Not dying. No, just kidding. Just more confirmation of my current diagnoses and everything, so we're good. We're good. No cancer, no, so. Now, they didn't do the MRI for strokes or anything along those lines, but that might be something that we have to worry about in the future if I'm having any more issues or anything that they consider to be, you know, threatening to my life. So, but right now, as it is, we're good. We're good. They're sticking with the chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia diagnoses. So that is a good thing. So there are some white matter signals that they were getting on the MRI and everything else, but there is no demyelinations. So more than likely just old age white matter signals from what I can understand of the diseases that come with the white matter signals. So I am happy. It is a good day today. If I was the type to go out and celebrate, I probably would. But I'm not the type to go out and celebrate, so. Oh man, this game's going to be around for a while, Noah. It's going to be around for a while. I still have... there's a European map that you can do as well. Plus, I mean, we just finished one part of the campaign so far. That's it. So there's more to come, man. More to come. I plan on doing this for a while. We may have some other games that come in between, but we'll keep up with it. I know that there's several content creators out there who've already played the entire USA campaign, and they've moved on to other titles and that. But I'm not going to be one of those guys. I'm really enjoying this game. It's going to be around for a while. On my good days and stuff like that, I will try to do video content of the contracts and other things like that that are involved with this game. But I'm not going to push myself. You know, I'm going to behave. I'm going to just take my time, and I'm going to move that crane. That's what I got to do. Actually, no, we'll do. We should probably put it over here by the load. Let's do that. By the loading zone. That should work. Don't die after this good news. Yeah, I hope not, man. I mean, heck, I was in an incident yesterday on the road. That wasn't so very nice, but okay. Come on. No. Back it up. Back it up. Come on. Oh, God, I hate this effing crane. You open it up to one point and it completely just screws you over. Ugh. Like, once it opens up so far, it don't open no more. Open the hopper. Great, I gotta move the concrete mixer forward. And get back into the concrete pumper. Open the hopper. Again. Go back into the concrete truck. Back up. Man, this machine's a pain in the butt. This concrete pump definitely needs to get some work done on it. Yeah, I can't remember where Bone and Deuce parked it last time, where they were able to reach everything all at once. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably was in the center somewhere. Lift. Come on. Come on. We're at 87%. You can do it. You can do it, Nikki. Oh, nice. Nice. Gabe did that? Nice. Nice. Yeah, you guys will have a ton of fun on that one, though. Ton of fun. But Deuce is usually really good for setting up the multiplayer servers for some good times. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to see if we can do that. Hold on. Wrong button. And let's get the concrete pump put in the center. Drive mode. Reset while it's doing that, because it's just so much faster than waiting for how long it is to reset itself. Oh yeah, they would have to. They would have to. Are you kidding? I could only imagine Cat would just be all over the companies for using their products without royalty. You know what I mean? I could just, oh yeah, I could definitely see them screaming on that. Let's see if we can set it up here and get it to work. Alright, open the hopper. So open the hopper. Open the hopper. Lift upwards. Thank you. Up to the side. Jump back into the concrete mixer. Nice, bud. Nice. I love when they got in there. Yeah, and it makes sense because the game costs like, what is it, 40 Canadian, so 35 American. So it makes sense that for the cost of the game that they'd got access to the trademarks for the equipment. Oh yeah, exactly. They would get a cease and desist order real fast if they hadn't. So I'm pretty sure we're good to go. We're not going to have to worry about that because the game's been out for a little while now. So I'm sure that if they didn't have the legal rights to use the equipment, brand names and everything else like that, that would have been in the courts by now. So I'm pretty sure they got it. Otherwise, they would have been in deep trouble. Oh man, now I gotta clear the marked area. Oh, come on. Why you do this to me, game? Why? Why? Alright, I'll set you here. Jump into you. Reset. Drive. Reset. Area cleared. Alright, so we need 2 pallets of wood and 1 rebar mesh. Yeah, I'm building the college. Yep. You know what? This is what we're going to do. We are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7, and 3 of these. Get them delivered to the site. And we'll go from there. So I need 2 pallets of wood. Oh man, we might have been able to purchase everything from the looks of it. Okay. But for now, we'll just hold off and just work with what we got. Whee! Can't see me with my tongue sticking out, but my tongue's sticking out. Caveman's been really, really good. He's been doing fantastic. He's doing so awesome with his reading and his math and everything else, but that's one thing that the ex agrees with. She's like, yeah, I had a lot to do with his education when it came to math and reading. I've always been working with him on it and everything else when he was, basically from the day that he was born. I did the for apple. A is for apple. Or, like that type of stuff. I was a big reader when I was a kid. Mind you, I was a smart kid, right? Like, just really super smart. So by the time I was 3, I think I was reading like Hardy Boys. And I learned how to read differently, so my son does not read like I do. I read by a paragraph. I don't read by a word. So he doesn't have that capability, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like, he's doing awesome in life, so why would I care? He just turned 7. Just turned 7 on the 19th. So we celebrated his birthday with me on the 15th, I think it was. Yeah, and then he ended up having a small birthday with his mom and grandma on his birthday, and then on the 22nd weekend, or no, yeah, was it the 22nd? No, the weekend just before Halloween, just the other day, like last weekend, he had a big birthday party that my ex rented the library area. They got a big downstairs type basement thingy, so that she rented that for like $60 for the afternoon type deal. And so they had a big birthday party, and all the kids came in wearing costumes and everything else. So he had a ton of fun with it. He got to wear 3 different costumes this year. So, I mean, as a kid, you know he's got to love that. So he wore a costume for his birthday party, he wore a costume for when we went to school on Halloween, and then he wore a different costume for when he was doing trick-or-treating. So busy, busy, busy boy. And he got a ton of candy, so he was super, super stoked about that. I just turned the damn machine on. What the hell? Oh, it's empty. I guess it would help if I filled it. Fill, thank you. So yeah, he's a happy boy. And Halloween happens to be my favorite holiday. I'll put up with Christmas, but to me, I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas because to me it's just consumer capitalism all the way. Very few people go out of their way to make gifts for each other. It's, you know, everything's all purchased. I'm not a big fan of that, right? So not a big fan of Christmas. And not to mention that basically the way my ex ran things when we were together was, oh, you don't have any money? Well, then I get to decide on what gifts that get handed out. So, yeah. She was always one to point out that, you know, I wasn't making any money, so I was a dirtbag as far as she was concerned. You know, when it came to sickness and health, it only mattered because, you know, she was a diabetic. She's been a diabetic since she was 8 years old. But the moment that I became too disabled to work or anything along those lines, well, you know, I was a piece of shit for it, so. Here's the way it goes sometimes. Let's win this one. Yeah, exactly. Money spending spree, you know. You know, and that's like I said, that's one of the main reasons why, you know, I don't like Christmas. You know. I haven't really liked Christmas, even like when we were younger. You know, I come from a family that, you know, didn't have much. You know, you got your socks, you got your underwears, you know, that type of stuff for Christmas. But, you know, when it came to toys and things like that, my dad made them. You know, if we got like any purchased toys, it was like a family gift. For example, one year we got a train set, and it was for my brother, myself, my 2 foster sisters, that type of thing. So it was a shared gift. Another year we end up getting one of those, what do they call the slot car machines? Same thing I got Caveman for his birthday this year, but it was a family gift. It wasn't something that was just mine or just my brother's or anything like that. It was, you know, a family gift. Those were the toys that we got for Christmas. Yeah, individual gift items were, you know, clothes, you know, that type of stuff. Now, I came from a pretty poor family, but at the same time, you know, we ate. You know, it wasn't like, you know, we were starving or anything along those lines. We had our garden, you know. It's not like we bought chips or pop or anything along those lines either. It was just, you know, poor family, you know. My dad was farming, and when, you know, things were getting to be the point that, you know, farmers couldn't make a living anymore, my folks decided that, okay, you know, enough was enough, that they needed to, you know, change things around. So they changed things up. My mom, my brother, and I moved to the city. My 2 sisters stayed on the farm. And so they helped my dad out on the farm because they were older, right? Both my foster sisters are about 15 years older than me. So they stayed on the farm, helped my dad out, and my parents bought a house in the city. So my brother and I went to, from grade 7 up, we went through school in the city. And that's the thing, we ate. We ate. We never didn't have a meal, you know what I mean? The lights were always on, that type of stuff. But there was no frivolous purchases or anything like that. The furniture that my parents had and things like that were gifts to them when they got married, stuff like that. My parents didn't go out and buy like new furniture. My dad built our beds. The only thing that was purchased for that was the mattresses, stuff like that. So when it comes to Christmas with my ex, she came from Alberta's largest dairy farm, right? So, she had a brand new car when she turned 16. Her parents bought all the school jerseys, so that way she could play on the basketball team. But she was a diabetic, so she was basically the princess of the family. But I can't look backwards, game? What the fuck is wrong with you? Excuse my language, but it's one thing I hate about this. I cannot get my camera to 180. Yeah, look at this. I'm trying to go around backwards. I'm trying to look behind so I can drive backwards. And it's going, no, you can't do that. Nope. Yeah. Drive me bonkers. So yeah, she had everything in life, basically. She never really had to work on the farm. I was about, I'd say about 21, 22 at the time. She would have been 19. Yeah. And so her dad was completely shocked because I was packing the silage pit, and I told her to go grab one of the other tractors and start driving on the silage pit. And she was like, I don't know how to drive a tractor. I was like, what? You've lived on a farm your entire life? You don't know how to drive on a tractor? Okay. So I spent 15 minutes just walking through on how for her just to drive around up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down over the silage pit. And her dad came around at the end of his day because he was out in he was on the harvester the whole time. And he came around and he saw her on a tractor, and he was like, what the hell? You've never driven a tractor before or anything else. And she's like, oh no, Gigi taught me. It's not that hard, Dad, type of thing. And he just looked over at me and he's like, we've never had any work on the farm, no milkings, no anything like that, because, she was just too frail being a diabetic. You shouldn't be, getting her to do these types of things. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You are ignorant to the fact. You are enabling lazy, type stuff. And that was about 6 months after that. He's like, oh, one of these days it could be insert my last name here farm, type thing. He basically wanted me to take over. And I just looked at him like, no, dude, this is your legacy, not mine. Then he was so offended that it took him about 3 years later to understand who I am, who I was, that it finally clicked in his brain that, you do not want anything, given to you. You want to work hard and, get the things that, are, the things that you enjoy in life. I'm like, yeah, like, I didn't want you to give me your giant farm. Yeah, so what? It might be Alberta's largest dairy farm, but to me, I could care less. Like, woohoo, no big deal. And so, yeah, it took him a while for him to understand that, but once he did, he had way more respect for me afterwards. Like, yeah, you built this place from from the ground up yourself. I want to do the same thing with what I want to do in life, right? Yep. It was funny. We were actually married on his birthday, and so he went to do his wedding speech, and one of the first things is like, you and I have never been able to see eye and eye in life, but I gotta respect you for you doing it your way, and making things work the way that you do things. You don't go out, you don't take loans, you don't do this, you do the work yourself, that type of stuff. And my parents are just giggling, going, yeah, that's the way our whole family is. We wouldn't take money for we wouldn't take a loan to go out and get a tractor. We would wait until we saved up enough money to purchase the tractor outright. Just the way it was. It's like, why pay other people your money? And trust me, it pisses me off that I wasn't able to, due to the excess spending habits, I wasn't able to, basically save up enough money that I, even if I am disabled, to be, not take government money. But yeah, that's just not the way life goes sometimes. I can't be too proud and make myself and my son suffer, just because it's like, yeah, no, I don't want to take government money. It's like, yeah, for the amount of money that I would be getting from the government by the time, I die, I put more into my taxes working in the oil field than I ever would take back from it. So I don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all for it. When you're paying, $50,000 a year just in taxes alone working in the oil field. And, getting, what is it? Less than $20,000 a year? Because right now I'm getting less than $12,000 a year right now on the income supports. But, yeah, when if and when I get on the AISH, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when, actually. When I get onto the AISH, it's, even still, I won't be making $20,000 a year. I've put probably, I'd say about $800,000 into taxes in my lifetime, so I don't mind if, by the time I die, if I only, pull out, say, $300,000 worth, in disability payments to me. I put my time in. Yeah, exactly, bud. You know what I mean? Like, it's those little things, the Matchbox cars, for me. One of my aunts and uncles sent a whole bunch of, it was like a 12-pack of motorcycles. So it was like, yeah, to me, that was awesome. I got what else was it? One year I got a Superman lunch bucket and thermos. It's like, that's, to me, that I was over the moon that, I got my own quote-unquote toy. Like, woohoo! Still end up, sharing with my brother and everything else, like, well, the motorcycle toys, the Matchbox motorcycles. It's not like it was like, oh no, it's mine, it's all mine. No, you shared everything. Just the way it was. Now kids today, it's like, you tell them, hey, Johnny, you gotta let your sister Sally play with the iPad. No, it's mine. No. Like, what the fuck? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I taught Captain Caveman not to be that way, so he is very, very good when it comes to sharing with his friends and stuff like that. Oh, more powering. All right. Let's see where we at. An hour and 9 minutes. We'll go for just a little bit longer. Like I said, I am exhausted. With having to worry about, having a specialist neurology appointment and everything else like that, I was kind of worked myself up a little bit for apparently no reason whatsoever, so. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. Okay. But yeah, so Captain Caveman's doing really, really good. I'm really impressed with him. He definitely's got my fibro though. He's toe walking pretty heavy and stuff like that, so got to get him into with this specialist person and everything else here pretty quick as well, just to get that looked into and taken care of. So that way he has a better life than I did. One of the biggest problems is he's getting leg cramps and everything else because, when they were doing their track and field and stuff. Like, I did it as a kid, and I ended up giving myself heart problems and everything else later on in life because I pushed through all the pain. I'm not going to make him do that. I will have the doctors override what my ex says and have him write letters to the school going, no, he does not do this. He does not do this, or this. you're only, it's detrimental to them. So yeah, good, but good. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it drives me nuts the way that kids are growing up in today's day and age. They're all me, 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 me. It's like, no, it's not all me, 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 me. The kids are just giving way, way, way too much. Way too much nowadays. They don't earn anything anymore, and it sickens me. Like Captain Caveman, when he's here with me in the morning, he has to do all his chores and everything else, his morning stretches, brush his teeth, make his bed, before he's allowed any electronic items. You know what I mean? He's got to put his dishes in the dishwasher. Yeah, like there's certain rules that I have in my house, and my ex she does not agree with it. He's a kid, he shouldn't have to do any of this shit. It's like, yeah, they can grow up to be a spoiled brat just like you. Wanting to have a new Mercedes every 3 years. Like, God. And then turn around and it's like, oh, I don't have enough money for my diabetic supplies this month. Can you pay for that? Or I bought too much fabric this month. Can you make sure that the rent and the electricity and the gas bills paid, please? I'm not even living there, lady. I'm out already? What? Oh, wow. That was quick. We were living together, but I was working in the oil field. I was home for 6 days a month for like 10 years. Like, come on. I'm not spending any money. I'm out in the middle of a freaking forest. It's not like I can use my debit card out here. My biggest things that, I paid for were my smokes. You buy yourself 2 cartons of smokes for the whole month. That was my biggest expenditures. I mean, yeah, it's might not be the healthiest choice, but I mean, everybody's got to have a vice, That was my hobby, was smoking. That was my way of forcing myself to take breaks, because if I didn't smoke, I would have been working all the time out in the oil field, never letting myself rest, which is not something I should have been doing anyway with my fibro and stuff. It was detrimental to my health. No, exactly. They don't have to earn anything anymore. Everybody lives the life off of credit nowadays. I mean, to me, that's just scary as hell how many people, go into debt to buy things like TVs and stuff like that. They put it on a credit card. It's like, you did what? You bought a brand new TV on a credit... What? No. Just wait until you have cash. Save up. You didn't... so what? You don't have a TV for 3 months. Well, it's better than paying for a TV for 8 months, because you took a credit card loan or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, no, don't do stupid shit like that. Then they look at you like you're bloody crazy. Like, oh, why not? Like, you're paying other people your money, that's why. Forget it. Don't do that. Be smart. Yeah, let's see if that work. Okay, it worked. All right. Yeah, definitely be smart with your money. No, the only other thing that I took any money for was my granddad's truck. And that's because it was willed to me. I just had to make sure that I finished all the payments that were on it that he had left over. He had it for 6 months before he passed away. So I ended up, like, just out of nowhere, it's like, okay, well, you can either, you know, you can take the truck or you can forfeit it and they'll just return it back to the bank. And I was like, or to the dealership. And I was like, oh no, you know, I know my granddad wanted me to have the truck and because he knew I'd take care of it. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah, I took, what was it? I think the truck at the time was 26,000 or something like that. But I only needed to take like a 15 grand loan. That was the only time I've ever borrowed money. And then credit card wise, I never really used my credit card for anything until I got sick, and my ex was like, well, if you're going to get marijuana medication, it's got to go on your credit card because I do not want to purchase any of your marijuana. Yeah, she was a Nancy kid too as well, a Nancy Reagan kid, you know, DARE program and everything else. Drugs are bad. You know, but when we found out that it worked so well that you know, the CBDs and everything else was working so well, I was like, all right, you know, put it on my credit card, and we were going to, at the time, the plan was for us to consolidate my credit card when we went to buy a house, but we separated just before we bought a house. Go figure how that worked out, right? I wonder. Oh my god, $100 for taking out the trash? Hell no, that's just part of every, that's just living. You know what I mean? No, sorry. No, that's one thing, Caden, Captain Caveman, he's like, Dad, I like your lunches better than the ones Mom sends me with, because she sends them like those, what do they call them, Lunchables? Those little snack pack things or whatever it is? He hates them. He's like, oh, Dad, the meat is gross. Okay. Like, for me, you know, like, if I pack a lunch, you know, I pack up, like, you know, a sandwich that's got, like, homemade bread, you know. I'm not a big fan of the nitrates, so, you know, it's like real roast beef or a real slice of pork, you know, in it, or bacon, or, you know, I got 2 little jars for mayonnaise or ketchup and mustard, you know, stuff like that for it, and he's like, Dad, your lunches are so much better. Well, I'm glad that you enjoy them. Yeah, barter works good too, man. So yeah, no, definitely, you know, let's be smart with money, you know. But these kids nowadays are just told like, oh, you can't have it right now. That they're like, oh, I guess I better put it on credit then. You know, it's like, you did what? You put it on a credit card for that? Like, are you stupid? You know, like, come on. No, 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 no. No credit card for you kids. Like, no, 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 no. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on. Oh, fuck me. Jesus. I can't even reach that because it's too close. What? I went to the wrong one, didn't I? Yep, went to the wrong crane. Yeah, I have a... I think it's a 55-inch, but it's not 4K. I have a 55-inch that I purchased for, I think it was $3,200 at the time when I bought it. 1080 60p. And then what else did we get at the same time? Oh yeah, I got a 3D Blu-ray player because I love 3D movies. I think they're awesome. The kiddo destroyed the 3D Blu-ray player, so I don't have a Blu-ray player anymore. Oh, and when my ex bought another new car, when she got her Equinox, they had a drawing type thing that I entered into, and I ended up winning a 65-inch TV. When we moved into the place that we're at right now, there was no place to put that other extra TV. So I told my brother that, you know, like, here, you know, he only had like I think it was like a 32 or something like that, 32, 38 inch at the time. So I'm like, here, you know, just use this, dude. And he's like, oh, thanks, you know. And it died. But it's not like I'm going to go tell him to go out and buy me another one. I won that one, for heaven's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, nope, not even going to worry. Don't care. Going to go take a shower. It's been nice stopping by. If you're still streaming, I'll hop back in. I'll probably be just finishing off these posts, and I'll probably call it a day there. Like I said, I need to have a little bit of a nap. I'll probably just turn the my mobile phone on to Twitch, watch Deuce for a little bit on his Twitch stream, and if I passed out when I'm watching him, I pass out. Yeah. Didn't get too much sleep the last couple days. Well, yesterday was because you know, I was in a little bit of a car incident, and today, just because I also had the two neurologists appointments that kind of stressed me out a little bit, so did not get much sleep last night. Need 10 pallets of wood, so we got 4 here. Alright, let's just see how much stuff we got left here. As computer screens, I can't do that. They wouldn't fit underneath my desk. The highest or the largest screen that I can get to fit underneath my desk is a 27-inch. Yeah, largest is 27-inch. But I don't have enough space to have more than one, so I got a 27-inch. That's the main screen. And then I used to have two 22-inch screens, one on the left, one on the right. But the one on the left died, so I only have just the one now. So I got one 22-inch and one 27-inch. I wish I still had the other one, I tell you. I definitely wish I still had that one. All right, just got everything to fit on that. Woohoo! It was like I knew what I was doing, huh? You know? Yeah, even Gargoyle can get lucky once in a while, huh? Are they all on the inside? Yeah. Alright, let's do these ones first. We'll go at the far end first and work our way towards the... Work our way over towards the loading zone. $32-inch screens? Yeah. That's too much for me. Even though my eyesight's starting to go and everything else, that's too much. So yeah, the neurologist there, he said that I can go ahead now and go get I can go get my eyes checked. I don't have to worry about it being some optic neuritis or something like that, or whatever they were worried about that it might have been. So I can go and get reading glasses. It's not going to mess up my eyesight if it, you know, was a neurological issue. So it doesn't seem to be neurological, just old age. It'd be nice to be able to read a rice package instead of using this damn magnifying glass for everything. Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at using a magnifying glass for reading the fine print on stuff. Also reminds me I have to get a hold of my audiologist because I'm supposed to be getting some hearing aids or something like that. Well, she didn't say I needed to get hearing aids. What she told me was that she needed more information from the workman's comp. I worked at a company for 6 years where we didn't have to wear any type of hearing protection. They didn't supply any type of hearing protection. They didn't warn you about wearing hearing protection. Now, I mean, come on, this was the early 90s and everything else, so... yeah. They weren't, you know, safety conscious back in those days. Not like they are today. Now they're just... now they overdo it in comparison to the way it used to be before. Nobody cared about anything. Now it's like, you know... I'm surprised that the business is still even allowed to work because the machines that they have can rip off your arms and fingers and everything else like that. Lean! Hey, no worries, man. No worries. I'm just going to probably put these last bit of the wooden pallets away here, and I'll be calling it a stream. an hour and a half is pretty good for you guys. I don't like really doing anything more than like an hour and a half, 2 hours, unless there's a lot of people here hanging out and really having a good time. Because trying to, you know, ask people to catch up with my videos later, I mean, there's other content creators out there too, right? So, I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not the only person that you folks watch. And, you know, I'm not going to be telling everybody like, oh, hey, watch my content. Don't watch so-and-so's content. You know, it's not me. Not me at all. You know, I enjoy other people's content too. So I figure, you know, between an hour and a half to 2 hours is more than enough to ask anybody to watch the videos on, you know, in a day. So if you don't catch it at the live stream, you know, and you have to catch it afterwards, that's a fair chunk of somebody's time. So, you know. 'Tis why that and my legs start to jitter and shake and go crazy for sitting down too long. You know, get the pins and needles in the feet. You know, get psoriasis syndrome from sitting down on my keister for too long. But part of the fibro is that, you know, I do get up and I move quite a bit, so that way I don't, I keep the blood moving and everything else to my legs so they don't ache and hurt as much as they do. You know what? Last night I said out of health and I made 2 more corn dogs instead of making a pizza. But I think I'll probably finish up my hamburger rice thing mix. Probably finish that up tonight, and then probably tomorrow I'll make pizza. I won't be getting Captain Caveman this weekend. Just the roads are just too slippery and slick. I don't want my my ex having to go through the stress of trying to drive the highways and everything else right now. So we'll wait until they've had a chance to get the roads cleaned up and get the ice off of it. Once we start getting into some really cold temperatures and all that, then they'll be out there constantly salting them. I haven't salted them yet, so yeah, I won't have Caveman this weekend. It was supposed to be my weekend for him, but yeah, with the roads being the way they are, I'd rather him be safe than hanging with me. You know, as much as I love the kiddo and love to have him right now, it's just, his safety to me is more important. Jeremy, how you doing, man? Bologna and cheese sandwich, nice. Yeah, like I said, I'm not big on the nitrates, except for when it comes down to my corn dogs. Yeah, I'd rather eat a corn dog than a hot dog any day. But when we were younger, my dad used to make our own hot dogs, beef hot dogs, with leftover meats and everything from after we slaughtered the cow and stuff. The scrapings, as he called it. He'd put it through the mincer like 6 times so that it was like just super, super, super small and thin. Alright, so yeah, why not? We'll get these put out in place too. So yeah, we used to make our own hot dogs. It was more like a sausage than a hot dog, but it was good. It was good. Could not complain. But I don't have a meat grinder, and I can't afford to buy one. You've never had a corn dog lean? Oh, they're good, man. They're good. They're easy to make too. So yeah, if you're ever so inclined, definitely look on YouTube, look on Google, and they'll teach you how to make them. They're pretty simple. If you got like a tall mason jar, easy peasy. You just need some skewers and tall mason jar, and the ingredients to make the cornmeal dough, and they are awesome. I absolutely love them myself, man. Absolutely love them. They're good. They're good, 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 good. Yeah, so it's a hot dog with a cornmeal coating around it. So you stick the skewer through the middle of the through the hot dog, and then you dip it in the mason jar filled with the cornmeal style batter, and then you deep fry it. It is so good. So good. I would normally make them myself, like as a project for me and Captain Caveman, but I don't have an Amazon Prime account. I can't afford the monthly premiums because the government frowns upon you if you have any monthly expenditures. As it is, they don't even like me paying for Adobe or for the software for Photoshop and stuff. But because I make $100 basically a month, thank you to all those awesome members of the channel, by the way. If I didn't have the members to the channel paying for it, the government would cut me off from my my disability payments. They're like, nope, you're you're frivolously spending money, and they're like, nope, $100, you don't need to have that per month, yada yada yada. So they would decline my monthly benefits. So yeah, once I get onto AISH, things will be a lot better. Then they don't have that monthly audit where they go over your expenses and everything else to make sure that you're not spending things on frivolous items or anything like that. So they're pretty tight when it comes to what you spend your money on. They want to have their say in it, so that way, because a lot of people, I get it, in a way I understand that, in a way a lot of people will go out there and, and use up, they'll live in a homeless shelter and they'll use their monies for drugs and stuff like that. Whereas, for myself, it's like, yeah, no, I don't. I buy my CBD when I can. I save up every 3 months and get a bottle of CBD. They don't there? It just all depends. Like, if I'm on the permanent disability, then yeah, I'm good. I don't have to worry about it at all. But right now, because I'm not on permanent disability, I'm on basically the social welfare style type of thing. The income supports is what they call it. It's not welfare. It's for people who are disabled, who haven't been able to get on permanent disability. But I'll be on, now that the doctors and the neurologists are all in agreement with all my diagnoses and everything else, I'll be able to get on permanent disability. It's just up to the government now to figure out whether or not they think that I'm severely disabled enough that I should not be working. But I think that is where we're going to end things though today there, folks. As always, y'all are awesome and amazing. The camera's working all of a sudden. What the hell? I switched scenes. I hate you, camera. I hate you. I do not know what's going wrong with you, but I hate you. You guys are awesome and amazing. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Sorry about the crash. Nothing I could do about that. Just the OBS crashed, and then it crashed my computer, so everything had to restart. But I was able to get back up and running, so y'all are awesome and amazing. A big shout out and huge thank you to all these awesome channel members right here. Ebuzz, Shane, Indigo, William, Karsten, Spider at Little Mac, Devin, Any64, Sam, Jack, Bob, Lean, Lone. You guys are all awesome and amazing. Without you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, for all those reasons I was just mentioning with the government and everything. So y'all are awesome and amazing. I hope you have yourself a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, good night. If you scroll up through the chat, you'll see that there is a Twitch link for Deuce MS. Click on that, because that's where I'm going to be. I'll be hanging out with him for a little bit while I'm laying down, and then if I pass out, I pass out. But it's always a good time hanging out with Deuce, Bone, Mike, or myself. So check any of those guys out, anybody else on the recommended channels. And till next time, folks. Laters. See if this dang camera thing works now. Hold on. Yeah. I give up with this camera. Later, folks.